Hey Wolfpack, and welcome back. I hope you all are doing well, and I hope you really enjoyed yesterday's video. Today, we're reading I Think I'm From an Alternate Reality by Shalfoshizzle. And also, in your opinion, what's the most brutal way to die? Comment that down below. With that said, whether you're sitting around a campfire, on the night shift, or even laying in bed, let my voice soothe your nightmares. My name is Reese, and I think I'm from an alternate reality. It all started 2 months ago. My girlfriend Kayla had dumped me on our 2-year anniversary. I loved her so much, and she was all I cared about. I couldn't believe it was over, and I got really depressed. I tried to do anything to keep my mind off of it, though, but everything just reminded me of her. I even thought about ending myself at one point or another. For the last couple of months, I decided to explore the dark web, the same way I would when I was a dumb middle schooler. I came across this forum. It wasn't popular, maybe several hundreds of users. It seemed so interesting, though. It was a bunch of people talking about a ritual to get back with their ex, something they could do to get back with them. The ritual involved burning a DNA sample of the person in a jar, using cinnamon and gasoline, and chanting this weird chant. So, I decided to try it. I still had some of her clothes left at my house, so I decided to use that. I stuffed them into a jar, and began pouring a mixture of gasoline and cinnamon into it. I took the jar to the fire pit that we had in the backyard. I lit a match and set the jar on fire. I began chanting the words, Ignis, ad curi, patins, Kayla. I didn't know what the words meant, but I chanted them anyways. The smoke from the jar began to make me feel sick and dizzy. I felt myself black out and fall to the ground. I woke up, and my vision was blurry. As my eyes began to focus, I became aware of where I was. I was on some bridge. It was nothing but the bridge and stars. I looked over, and it went off into nothing but space. I looked at the end of it and saw someone. I couldn't tell who it was. I began to approach the person, and as I got closer, I recognized him. It was me. I was looking at myself. It wasn't a reflection. It was a real person. But it was me. We looked at each other in confusion. Who are you? I asked. I'm Reese. We eyed each other up and down. I felt like I was being watched by something else. I heard a voice go through my head. It was a raspy, dark voice, and it sent chills throughout my body. You must kill. What? This thing wanted me to kill this person that looked exactly like me. He wanted to end myself, basically. Did you hear that too? The other Reese asked me. I did. I'm supposed to end myself? Even if I wanted to, how do I do that? If he is me and thinks like me, how do I end myself before I end me? Anything, I think. He literally will think the same thing. I try to think what I wouldn't even usually think. But I know he's probably thinking that too. How does one end themselves? We just stared at each other. I saw him squint, looking at the placement of my hands. He moves in for an attack, and I easily countered it. I knew exactly what he was going to do. As I tried to become more offensive, he easily saw what I was doing. This fight just turned us rolling back and forth on the ground, getting a few scrapes. After 5 minutes of this, "Okay, wait, stop!" I screamed. We let go of each other. Let's just talk, right? I say to him. We both sat down on the ground and just talked. We obviously had everything in common. Same exes, same hobbies. Everything. We spent what felt like an hour just talking about our computers, video games, and of course, Kayla. I learned wherever he is from. His Kayla died while they were dating. I felt my heart sank when he explained how she died. She ended herself, he muttered. As tears began rolling down his eyes, he began sobbing. I nearly cried just by the thought of that. My biggest fear was Kayla dying. We sat in silence, just thinking for the next several minutes. I needed to get out of here, and the only way out is if I end myself. He quickly eyes me, wiping his tears. He was thinking the same thing. I remembered the pocket knife I had then. Is he about to attack me? Or should I attack first? What if he doesn't want to attack? What if he isn't thinking the same thing? But what if he is? Should I just stab him right now? Before he can have the chance to even do it? But what if he doesn't want to end me, and I just end an innocent man? But if I don't do anything, then he will get the idea to end me. I see him suddenly reach into his pocket. He's reaching for his pocket knife, I thought to myself. I stomped my foot onto his hand as he grabbed inside his pocket. He screamed in pain. I quickly flick out my pocket knife as well, sending it straight through him. He looked at me in shock. He could barely speak. Why? He mutters out softly. Tears begin streaming down my face. He lays on his back. I look at the hand I stomped, and I see there wasn't a pocket knife in it, but a folded up piece of paper. I grabbed the paper out of his hand, and I opened it up. It was a note from Kayla. It was her death note. My vision became blurry as tears formed in my eyes. My heart started to sink, and I crawled over myself. I don't want to go. Please don't let me go, he softly calls out. Tears dripped down my cheek and onto his shirt. He was crying. He let out a final breath as his head fell back. He was just dead, and I ended my own self. He just wanted to go back home the same way I do. Go back to his family. But now, that isn't going to happen. I lied down on that stone bridge and closed my eyes and just sobbed. When I opened my eyes, I was in my bed. Was it all a dream? I got out of bed and checked my phone. 10/21/19, 11:49 a.m. It was one day before the day I performed the ritual. That was the most realistic dream I've ever had, though. I walked to the bathroom and looked in the mirror. I noticed I had all the same scrapes I had from the bridge. Where did I get them? That was all a dream, though, right? I reached into my pocket and felt a folded up piece of paper in it. My heart stopped. I started sweating, and slowly, as I pulled it out, I wasn't even breathing. I looked at the paper, and it was the same note from Kayla. A reminder went off on my phone, scaring me, and I quickly pulled it out. Reminder: Kayla's funeral, 10/21/19 at 1:30 p.m. Thanks for listening, Wolfpack. If you want to submit your own story, the links for my email and subreddit will be down below. I've also created a Discord, so if you want to join that, the link will be in the description down below as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And with that said, have beautiful nightmares, and I will see you next time.